Alright guys, welcome back to Into the Infinityverse, where I talk about the fanfiction series that my friend Jason Voorhees 2011 and I have been setting up, and you guys can go to the link below and check out the first story, The Final Frontier, and check out the other two videos as of late, as of this recording, the other two stories being the ongoing anthology series Infinityverse Spotlights, as well as the official kickoff to the Infinityverse, the Dark Phoenix. Now, I have talked about, in the past two videos, I've talked about the timeline and I talked about Task Force M. But I didn't really go too deep into the storyline, the Infinity League itself, which is the team that exists within the Infinityverse, that is like the Justice League / Avengers-esque team that deal with all these situations. So let's go a little behind the scenes and talk about the Infinity League. Sorry, my brain kind of skipped out there for a second. So the Infinity League started out in New Frontier as the Dr. Director, who is the head of the Global Justice Network. She decided that there needs to be a superhero team, or at least some kind of team, to better combat these growing level of villains and threats to the world at large. So, what happened was that the Dr. Director contacts Kim Possible to contact a group of young metahumans who have been appearing over the past 5 years, to essentially get them all together and work together in order to form a team. And the first 5, not counting herself and Ron, there were 5 other metahumans that they first contacted. Those being Danny Phantom, Jake Long, although they just know him as the American Dragon, Randy Cunningham, again, they only know him as the Ninja, Shizao, and I can't believe I'm forgetting the last one. Oh yeah, XJ9. Oh, it slipped my mind. Anyway, so the 5 of them were contacted, and after a long discussion, the team accepted to be the 6 heads of the Infinity League. Now, you may be wondering, why put 6 teenagers in charge, and why isn't Ron on the team as well? Well, Ron stepped down as a chance to be another head of the league, because he was like, I'm not really the right person to have authority given to. So Kim, Jenny, Jake, Randy, and Danny, and Guy, aka Shizao, are the 6 heads of the league, and they are the leaders. And you may be thinking, why were they put in power? Mostly because they knew, Dr. Director knew, that a lot of these team members don't really have good relations with government groups. Obviously, Danny isn't good with the guys in white, Jenny's had trouble with the Skyway Patrol, so on and so forth. So, yeah, the idea of them working with big government was not on their to-do list. So the only way they were Dr. Director was going to have any kind of cooperation with them is to give them power. You know, to give them a sort of authority to them. So they would govern the Infinity League as they saw fit. Also, the Skyway Patrol has been disbanded after one too many alien invasions. So yeah, the Skyway Patrol no longer exists, so there is that. Now, there is also there was recently added a 7th member to the group, and that is Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime was added to the group because he was an excellent leader, and a lot of the other Infinity League leaders were like, yeah, Optimus Prime, he's a perfect candidate for, us working together in the league, Not only that, but the other reason Optimus Prime is a part of the 7th head of the team, Prime is also a bridge between the Global Justice Network and the rest of the Infinity League. While Optimus and the other Autobots are technically members of the Infinity League, they're also they're also the group that also works more closely with the Global Justice Network, because they're older, they can actually, take care of jobs that, the Infinity League can't. This also includes G.I. Joe and the Earth Corps from, of course, Inhumanoids. The Autobots, Earth Corps, and G.I. Joe, while they are considered Infinity League members, they're more inclined to work with the Global Justice Network, which is kind of like the shield of this universe. And they basically, what they do is work more closely with GJN than they do the League itself, but they are considered Infinity League members. So there is that to go on. But Optimus was elected by the other 6 heads to be the 7th leader. And like I said, he acts as a bridge between the two groups. So, yeah. But anyway, so the Infinity League, actually, in the 6 months it's been around, because there's a 6-month time skip between Final Frontier, which takes place over a course of several weeks, and the 6-month time gap between Dark Phoenix, the League has actually grown to a pretty good size. We've got, we've got several members on the team. We have the Powerpuff Girls, you've got the Ninja Turtles, you've got Ladybug, you've got also the other Miraculous Soldiers, you've got the group from Code Lyoko, who can actually, since in later seasons they can actually use their powers outside of Lyoko, they actually all get together in costume. You've also got Pen Zero, you've got so many characters, so many characters out there in this universe. Now, there is also a stipulation that a lot of these characters aren't really super-powered, but they do have training, and they do actually, have a know-how. But, however, there is such a thing as protecting your identity from all these fucking supervillains. So some of these superheroes some of these supervillains, superheroes like Ulrich and Odd and the rest of the Lyoko gang, and even Marco, and a few others, they actually have to wear costumes. They have to wear, these combat suits, and these masks, and they actually go by code names to actually protect themselves. The Lyoko gang Ulrich goes by Swordsman, Yumi goes by the Geisha, Aelita is the Angel, and Odd is Wildcat. Jeremy is also part of the group, but he's more of I stay on the base. And you may be asking, what does the Infinity League base look like? Well, it's kind of a lot like the Watchtower. It's called Skyward Tower, which is an orbital base that was once owned by the Skyway Patrol, but they kind of lost it after the government decided to shut them down after one too many alien invasions. So the Global Justice Network took it over and gave it to the Infinity League to be their base. On that tower, there are several quarters for each members. There's a mess hall. There's also medical bay. There's also a repair shop, a science lab. It's got the works. It has, training room, holodeck. It has the works, and it is it is the tower that all of the superheroes they can come and go as they please. There's also a teleporter that they use, and they also have personal carrier jet. They also have personal jets inside. Anyway, there are also some of the superheroes who don't have training, because Dipper and Mabel are part of the team. They are part of the League. They actually, and I'll go more into depth with them one day. I'll go in more in depth with them, but they actually do get training from the other superheroes. So even if they did, because the reason why Dipper and Mabel, and as well as the rest of the Gravity Falls group were, looked at and allowed to join the League was because Dr. Director found out about them stopping Bill, who they called a Omega-class threat. So there was that. There's that. You also have, what was I going to say? You also have different members that are still being looked at. The team is still growing. It's just been 6 months, but there are several members of the League, like the Gargoyles. They're part of the team. Like I said, Star Butterfly and Marco are a part of it. Pen Zero, so many. There are so many characters, and the team is still growing. In fact, there's going to be, even the Power Rangers are members of the Infinity League. But there is going to be some new members coming in Dark Phoenix, and they're going to play a major role in this Dark Phoenix storyline. So there is a bit about the Infinity League. I don't want to spoil too much, but I just wanted to give a quick thought on it. There's also, and I'm going to say this, is that there's also, on the Infinity League, there are several characters who, supporting characters from various shows that actually act as staff for the team, You've got Seuss. You've got Seuss, who's the chief custodian of Skyward Tower, who's actually he's still the now new owner of the Mystery Shack, but he likes being around superheroes so much, but they didn't want to have him on the field, and he knew he was going to get killed, so he kind of missed being a handyman, so they humored him and allowed him to be the chief custodian for Skyward Tower. You also have Jazz, Danny's sister, who is she's a therapist. She is technically a therapist for the Infinity League, and she deals with all the superheroes' mental problems in a place called a wing on the tower, which is called Sanctuary. And yes, it is a reference to Heroes in Crisis. The name Sanctuary is a reference to the DC event Heroes in Crisis. But yeah, you also have several other characters like Shizao's sister, Kelly, who is the Infinity League's head of the PR department. She's the head of their PR department because she was the head of the Shizao fan club, and she's a organizer for superheroes. So, yeah, she's basically the person who is like the Speaker of the House. I wouldn't say Speaker of the House, but more like she'll be the one handling all the PR for the superheroes, being there for interviews, any questions or comments from the government or what have you, or basically she deals with the press more than the government. She deals with any press issues or what have you. She's there front and center. So a lot of characters do get a lot of time to shine, supporting characters, and yeah, it's kind of a big place. It's a big tower. So yeah, I figured might as well talk about the Infinity League because they're kind of the heart of the Infinity-verse. So yeah, I figured, this is probably something we should talk about. That should actually have been one of the first videos I did before Task Force M, honestly. But I enjoyed talking about Task Force M, honestly. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think? What do you guys think so far of the Infinity League? Do you guys like it? Just comment, like it, hate it. Just comment below. Let us know. I'll leave a link below in the a link below in the description, so you guys can go check out the New Frontier. And yeah, just let us know what you guys think. Hope you're all enjoying this. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.